in Bill O'Reilly for his understanding of what this means and why it's going this way after spending St. Patrick's Day at the White House. St. Patrick, patron saint of Ireland, not Irish, by the way, probably Italian.
Doubt it, but he was British and he drove the snakes out of Ireland. Tried to drive the snakes out of Capitol Hill. I wasn't successful because there are so many of them. They kind of clog it. They always. So I did an interview today with Lindsey Graham. It'll drop tomorrow on BillO'Reilly.com. It's the We'll Do It Live podcast, which is sweeping the world. And he brought a lot of facts that contradict a lot of the propaganda, stuff I did not know about the Iranians and their nuclear program. He does answer every question that I lobbed at him. He talks about J.D. Vance and what he thinks about the Iranian war. He talks about why the word imminent is accurate. That was the most startling thing. Now, if Graham is wrong, he's never lied to me in 30 years, so I know he's not lying. But if he's wrong in his assessment, he said, I'll own it, I'll come back and I'll own it. But he makes a very compelling case that a lot of the reportage and analysis that we're hearing in America is simply not true, okay? So I don't particularly care about Tulsi Gabbard and whatever she's doing. I know that she has a title there, but I also know she was not involved with the Iranian situation at all. Ratcliffe and the CIA run that show. The reason that Ms. Gabbard was not involved was that she opposed Venezuela. She opposed going in and removing Maduro. Once she did that, she lost all credibility with Donald Trump. Now, why she's still there, I don't know. She won't be there much longer. And that DNI doesn't have any power right now in the Iranian situation. So it's a brief. I was busy down here in Washington, I'll tell you what. It was, and I got very, very good information. Again, BillO'Reilly.com tomorrow. You'll see it. It's almost an hour long. And I grilled Senator Graham. I mean, it's no cupcake interview.
Did look, the DNI, he doesn't have to use it. The office was established for exactly this kind of a situation of establishing what we understand within intelligence. If he doesn't want to use that, that's fine. But the reason that there's a lot of confusion about what the rationale was here is because of the administration, not because of the reportage.
Whatever it may be.
Did Lindsey... it's a distinction with a difference.
Blame game is blame game. Politics are politics. My job as a journalist and your job as a journalist is to get the truth. Okay?
So, with Lindsey Graham, did Lindsey Graham say whether or not he went to Bibi to give him information to help Bibi convince the President of the United States to do what's happening right now?
No. But we did talk about Mr. Netanyahu and how difficult a man he is. There's a lot of stuff in there. But I was primarily interested in the word imminent. That's how I start the interview. So what does that mean exactly in the decision-making process to attack Iran? And Graham walks through it, and listen, maybe he's wrong, but he's got the president's ear, as you know. They talk every day. And Graham's got the intel. He gets it every day. Now, another interesting story that I stumbled upon is that in the Trump administration, there are people who have titles, but they don't do anything. And one of them was the counterterrorism guy who wrote the letter saying it's not imminent. He was iced because he is part of a cabal that believes that Israel is driving this train. And that infuriates President Trump. Now,
but is it true?
The timing, is it true? I can tell you that I've had conversations with President Trump about Israel, and I don't believe it's true at all.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.